Hello, hello. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about that voice that you can either call it's a voice from the universe, it's a voice from God, or it's a voice. Me personally, I call it from the Holy Spirit. But this is an inner voice that we all have. It doesn't matter if you have a religion or not. It's something that is being given to us since we were born and it's chipped in our mind. Okay, so I'm going to share some examples, simple examples with you, so you can actually recognize whenever the voice is calling, whenever the voice is talking to you. I'm sorry, or whenever it's your mind. Okay, so a few months ago, I went into I don't remember if it was an Anglican church, a Baptist church, I don't know. Me personally, I do not follow any religion specifically, even though I was born Catholic. I'm not a very good Catholic. I don't belong to any religion. I belong to God, right? And it's always been part of me that I want to learn and learn more and more about Him and about everything that's related with goodness or His mercy. Or in religion sometimes comes into I don't know, it's a fine line there. So that's why I decided just to kind of observe and just stay on the side for the moment. However, again, as I said, I went to this. I don't remember what kind of church was it, but I went, and there was someone asking, "How do I know if the voice, in this case, of your higher power, the Holy Spirit, or the universe, is really answering my questions or my prayers?" And so this is very simple to understand, and I'm just going to give you a clear example. Imagine that you go with a friend and you're going to go for a coffee, right? And your friend wants to tell you whatever is happening to him because he might be going through maybe a rough time. What do you have to do in order to listen to what your friend has to say? Exactly. You have to be silence, right? So you have to listen to him and you have to be silent or be quiet in order for you to perfectly listen what he needs or what he's telling you to do or what he's telling you to listen to, and maybe perhaps you might be able to give him a recommendation if he wants it or not. So it's exactly the same thing when you want to listen to that voice. Now, that voice is not a voice that will sound just like me, like I'm talking to you now. No, this is a voice that sometimes will come to you in a way of an idea, but you know in your heart this is right. It could come by signs. So perhaps you might be outside and suddenly you see like a big poster or something outside, or a magazine that says your answer, and then suddenly you're driving your car and then it's kind of the same answer, and then you walk and there is a stranger talking about something else regarding to your answer, and it's like, whoa, could that be? Now, let's have very clear that that voice, as we mentioned, it will come to you in many different ways. But one thing for sure is that you know in your heart, here, when it's the right one. And how are you going to know? And you might be saying, well, how do I know if I'm not getting confused and maybe this is my mind and it's not exactly the voice? Okay. So, first of all, in order for you to be able to receive the idea, receive the voice, feel it, whichever way you want to call it, you have to remain silent. So you cannot be walking around with all these thoughts in your head and expect to have the right answer, because you're not allowing God, for me, Holy Spirit for me, but for you it could be the universe, it could be your higher power. You're not allowing him or whatever, her, to let you know the answer as you're bombarding your head with all these other thoughts, right? So that's why it is recommendable that if possible, you can take 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at night to basically meditate or remain silent. Now, there's many ways of meditating, right? There is a way that you can repeat a mantra, which is perfectly fine. There is another way that maybe you will be able to focus on just or imagine one light and constantly imagine the light. That's perfectly as well. But there is another much, much simpler way, and that I learned from the Course in Miracles. And this is just sit and remain quiet. That's it. Nothing else. Stop forgetting about, do I have to say this? Do I have to say that? Do I have to repeat a mantra? Nothing. Just sit down and remain quiet. Now, what does that mean? That means whenever you sit down and you close your eyes, you're going to try, so let's say the birds are singing, remain in the present moment. Listen to those birds. Even though a car is passing by in your street, listen to the car. Even though the furnace turns on, listen to the furnace. Don't let your thoughts start going somewhere else. Don't let your worries, oh, but I have to do this in 10 minutes, but then this evening I have to take the kids here, or that doesn't help. So those 10 minutes, allow yourself to remain in the present moment, okay, in silence. So that's all it's been asking for. And again, you might be able to receive the answer of your prayers, of your questions at the same moment. Maybe you won't. Maybe you will receive it in a week. Maybe you will receive it in a month. Maybe you will not receive it while you're meditating. But meditating is going to help you to calm down your mind and those thoughts. So whenever you're outside in the world, you might be able to see and observe clearly, the answer that is going to feel okay for you here. Now, let me give you a very simple example that happened to me, okay? You might think, oh, that kind of sounds like me. Okay, so for the ones that know me, they know I love animals. I had my German Shepherd for 13 years. Had to put down last year. I was in a lot of pain, mentally and emotionally. So I tried to adopt a dog in where I'm living now, and there was no dogs available. So I couldn't deal with it anymore. It was just too much for me, okay? I went home, which is Mexico City. And in Mexico City, I went right away to a shelter. In that shelter, I was already focused that I wanted a female, that I wanted not exactly a puppy, somehow 2 years old, fairly young, but I wanted kind of like a dog of what I had before, like a German Shepherd mix, it doesn't matter, right? Something like that, like a guard dog. Well, at the moment that I get there, I get this, I got bombarded with like over 200 dogs. Like you can see all around, puppies, seniors, all type of dogs that needed to be adopted, right? Black, white, everything that you can imagine. And I was like, I didn't know what to do. I was focusing at first in getting the type of dog that I wanted. And at the moment that I got all these images and all these dogs, I totally lost it. I didn't know which one. So to make the story short, I was just going to leave after a couple of hours. I was just going to pick any, and that was it. And then suddenly, one of the girls from the shelter came with a little puppy, a male, a puppy. Nothing to do with the type of dog that I was looking for, okay? With the ears all the way down. He seems to be like pretty like gentle. And something told me, that's the one. That's the one. And I'm like, what? That one. Just like that. Boom, I knew it. There was no question about it. I didn't feel any uncertainty. I didn't feel any doubt. I just knew that's the one. And I was like, okay. So I said, okay, I'm going to take that one. And at the moment that I took it, I was like, we started driving home, and I was like, what? It has nothing to do with what I really wanted. Yes, but this is the perfect dog that I needed. As it's gentle, as it's the type of dog that it's matching perfectly well the environment that I need. Everyone around me also needed that type of dog. So what I'm saying here is that whenever you ask for something, right, and it's given to you, the answer is going to be given to you in different ways, either by an idea, either by you just knowing, like you know it, either by messages. But it's okay if sometimes after that you say, I still have doubts. Then, if you still have doubts, don't go ahead and take it as that's the answer. No, keep asking for the answer, because the answer will be given to you. And the way you will know is that you're going to feel absolutely and completely peace. Okay, there's not going to be doubt about it. Okay, so if you think you were able to find that the voice you heard many times maybe came in different ways, hopefully this video helped you to find out that we all have it on us and that you're not the exception. Okay, we just have to remain silent and try to allow ourselves to listen to that voice in many different ways. Okay, hope you guys have a lovely week. See you soon.